everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Surabhi and today I'm going to talk about the 7 ways to do or to teach subtraction. So subtraction is a very common topic, very normal topic for any child, but I have seen so many curriculums, so many books, and there are different ways to teach them. And I initially thought that one way is enough, like I had learned. But then, because I have two kids, I realized that one way does not work for every single child. And I realized that every child is different. So it makes sense that each parent should know about these 7 ways and then see what actually clicks with their kid, okay? So I'll start with the first one. I'll explain the story behind each step, how it worked for two of my kids. So first one is a visual subtraction which is done using fingers. Fingers means manipulatives, and fingers are the easiest manipulatives which everyone has at all the time. So this method I used the first when my kids are like 4 to 5 year old, where I'll ask like, okay, so you have 4 candies and 2 candies goes to Didi. So how many left? Two. So like that, and this works till the numbers of 10 because you have 10 fingers. And this is the easiest way. We are doing it when we are driving, when we are sitting in the bus, when you're just walking. And like there were 10 10 birds there, 6 flew away, how many left? And my younger one still does it on fingers. She's 6 year old, but she's still doing it because this is the easiest way to do, right? Even money counting and everything, it started with fingers only. So 3 fingers, one goes away, two left. So that's how I showed you that you open all these fingers and then close these fingers and 3 fingers left. It works till 10, but it is good enough for the age of 4 to 5, even 6. My younger one is still doing it. Then we move to oral counting. Again, oral counting is again without pen and paper. I realized it because my younger one, who is a kinesthetic learner, cannot sit, cannot open a notebook, or it just doesn't want to. Even sitting down stresses her out. So that's what we needed to do things orally, jumping, singing, moving, where pen and paper is not involved. So, and again, we are moving from more than 10 numbers, right? So we had to move to something which we can deal later also. So oral counting means that you start reverse counting or forward counting. So what is reverse counting? So when I taught my little one, who is a kinesthetic learner, counting, so we did not only do 1, 2, 3, 4. We taught 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's a reverse counting. We started from 20, 19, 18. All this we did orally, and if you check my video about circle time, we did using throwing toys. We learned the reverse counting till the number of 50, near the age of 6, because I knew that she need to do something with the bigger numbers which does not involve pen and paper. So here I've shown with a smaller number only, but we like 9 minus 6. So from 9 you have to jump 6 times back. Okay, so there's 9, jump 6 times back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jumps. So each jump you will start reverse counting. So on your finger you will count how many times you jumped, and then you will tell the reverse counting loudly. Like, okay, let's start with 9. 9. Okay, 9, 8. You did one jump. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So you did 6 jumps and you reached the number of 3. So this will come with practice, but that's what it worked with my little one, because reverse counting she knows, she loves jumping, and when she was jumping she could do these two calculations. So again I'm telling you, my elder one, it's hard for my elder one, when she's focusing, she can focus only on one thing. If I tell her to keep a count of jumps with her fingers and do reverse counting verbally, it doesn't work for her. So but this works beautifully with my little one, who can do two processing simultaneously when she's jumping. So that's what we need to learn as a parent, all these processes, all these techniques, so that we can see what works for our child. So again, forward count the same way. if the child is not very comfortable with the reverse count as of now, though they have to learn it, but a forward count is how many more is to get 9. So again, if you've seen my questions, like 9 plus dash is equal to 12, so it's basically 12 minus 9, right? So how will you teach those kinds of concepts to them? So okay, you you are at 9, you have to reach 12, how many jumps you need. So you can even visually, write a number 12 here, and draw a number line kind of stuff, and let the child stand at 9 and say 9, 10, 11, 12. So you needed 3 jumps to reach 12. So if you're doing 6 to 9, that you're doing 9 to 6, 9 minus 6. So from 6 to 9, you have to take 1, 2, 3 jumps. So I mean, if it's getting overwhelmed for you, it is because your mind does not think like that. Maybe you are not kinesthetic learner. But the way your mind works, if it's not mapping with your child, or child is not getting the concept the way you are teaching, it's time to try these all things, because again, every child is different, and the way we learn is different than how our child can learn. Uh, so just take it with a open mindset that this is also a way, and maybe not that every child need to learn this way, but if normal method of whatever methods pen and paper is not working, you need to go to these ways, because this might click with your child. Now going to the again visual ways. So if some kids are visual learner, like my elder one is a very much visual learner. She wants to see things on the whiteboard or on the paper, and again, this concept works only for smaller numbers, because you can't draw so many visual things. But I'm showing like this. What first method in pen and paper technique is called crossing off. Like 9 minus 6, you make 9 and you cross 6, then it is 3. So you can say it is very much similar to Montessori method, or fingers method, but still visually, when you are doing it pen and paper, maybe if you're doing more than 10 numbers, then also it works. That if you have taught the concept of tens and ones, that you 10 and 6 and remove 3, so 10 and 3, 13. So though I've taken the same example 9 minus 6 everywhere, but here I can tell you that this crossing of method, compare these method which are pen and paper, they can work with bigger numbers, when like tens, 20s, and then 23 minus 5. So 3 you remove from there, 2 you remove from there. So these all will work with visual learners, or maybe kinesthetic learners who are grown up, because my 6-year-old did not get it. Again, she doesn't have a patience to sit and cross every single thing. But that is the first way, that you show that you draw 9 and you remove 6, left 3. Now going to comparison method. This I realized when you're doing charts, right? Later on, when the child has to move to bigger graph chart, pie chart, they start the basic charts in kindergarten, or like grade 1, grade 2. So visually also a child need to understand what's the difference. So how many more A's than B's? So you do not count these ones minus do this one, you just compare like this, and 3 are left. So how many less C's than D's? So you'll see this kind of questions in my busy book for this year, because this chart thing, it clicked with me that yeah, a child need to visually do things when there are multiple things, where 10 and 20 things are there on the graph, and you just have to see the what is more. So visually a child need to understand that 9 minus 6 means this is leftover, right? It's not only finger 9 minus 6. So that's why you need to understand the comparison part of subtraction also. Then the last one is reverse order, or you can say it's a number line kind of thing, which I saw in many textbooks. It's like you draw a number line, okay, 1 to 10, you are just teaching the concept, okay. So again, this does not work for very long numbers, but up to 10 it's easy. So you draw 1 to 10, 9 minus 6, you go to 9, and you have to reach 6. How many in between? 1, 2, 3. If I have to do 9 minus 3, so I circle 9 and I circle 3. How many in between? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a number line concept of doing subtraction. Now I'm coming to the final level, which is a pen and paper but big number level, mental maths kind of thing. This is how I operate. again, this is what my target for my kids are, that whenever they are ready, my elder one might be ready at the age of 10, my younger one may not be ready by age of 10, but this is the final thing. Again, this is a tutorial a parent should know. It's not for kids. So pen and paper, big numbers, mental maths later when they have to do. So that's why we teach number bonds here. 9 minus 6. 9 can be written as 6 and 3, like number bonds, right? So you have to remove 6, so left 3. So this is what I'm trying to teach my 6-year-old now, who is like almost turning 7 now. So but she had been a kinesthetic learner. This is, even this 9 minus 6 is hard for her. She doesn't like it writing number bonds for each single thing, but my elder one loves this technique. Because it's like very visually and very easy, because 6, you completely remove. You don't have to calculate anything, you don't have to visually do anything, just do number bonds and remove 6 and gets 3. Then this is the final target which we all, our kids need to achieve the mental maths of adult level at any age, 10, 11, 12, whenever they are ready. So if I'm doing 25 minus 13, it means it's 10 and 15, and it is 10 and 3, so that because we are removing, we need to remove the common stuff. So because 10 and 10 can be removed, it means 15 minus 3 has to be done. Now 15 is written as 10 and 5 minus 3. So 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. Or you could have written 12 minus 3 also. But because by this stage, my child knows tens and ones, so she will prefer writing 10 and 5 and here 3. 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. Then goes here and it becomes 12. So if you ask me verbally, this is the number bonds which I will teach, or I'm trying to teach my elder one visually what is happening. But if you ask me as an adult, how I do is 25 minus 13 is I remove 20 minus 10 and 5 minus 3. So that's how I do. But when a child which is like 7 to 8 year old or 9 year old, she needs to show me step by step, because what is happening with her, she tried to do it mentally, but then some number goof up, you have to remember to remember this 10 thing, things goof up. So that's why I always ask her, okay, show me in the number bond what you're trying to do and I'll catch your mistake. So that's what I want, a visual presentation from my 8-year-old, almost 7-year-old, to see what is she understanding, and then the more she writes, she gets it more clearly. If she can do it visually, if your child can do it visually or like in a mentally, perfect, nothing like that. But I'm telling, this is what I'm practically facing, that she knows the technique, but when she's doing mentally, some number will goof up because there's multiple operations, right? So finally one day when she can do 20 minus 10 and 5 minus 3 and it becomes 12, that will be when I say, okay, she knows subtraction very well. But that's how you have to try these tricks with your kids and see which one clicks with your child, and eases the process of learning. So hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.